Welcome to another episode of Game Boy Roulette, where we take a look at randomly chosen games from the Game Boy library. Megalit. I'm sure that's slang for something. There are certain words that are owned by certain characters in video games. You're not going to have your protagonist named Mario, it's unlikely a town in a horror game will be called Silent Whatever, and if your game starts with Mega, it most assuredly better be followed with the word Man. But in 1991, the rules weren't quite set in stone. Yes, Mega Man 4 had just come out, as had my beloved Mega Man 2 for the Game Boy, but it's not like Capcom owned that word. So along comes this Game Boy game, proudly wearing the word Mega in its title, followed up by a word that had a vastly different meaning 30 years ago. I know this is a very petty thing to talk about, but it really threw me when I rolled the randomizer, saw the word Mega, and then realized we were in uncharted territory. With that out of the way, the far more interesting story are the developers, the ASCII Corporation. Based out of Japan and named after the character language, ASCII was best known for making the MSX home computer system, which would end up popular in the UK and Japan and be the launching platform for game series like Metal Gear, Bomberman, and Parodius. But ASCII was also a game developer and publisher too, being the mind behind the excellent NES shooter Gun Knack, the economic party game Itadaki Street, and the primitive but ground-laying strategy RPG Bokosuka Wars, best known for having the best game over screen in gaming history. But as for Megalit, I'm totally in the dark. The title gives no indication of what it might be, and ASCII's games were so diverse, this could literally be anything. Perhaps the box art will enlighten us, and nope, still confused. It looks like a game about being a warrior fighting a really, really tall wizard, but again, that doesn't narrow things down. I do love this art though. Hand-drawn box art will always be a major win in my book. So just what is this game anyway? Let's get lit with Megalit. Ooh. Wow, that went by quick. Megalit. Story contained in this small screen. Help me. Alright, I'll do that. Yeah, no clue what kind of game this is gonna be. Let's do this. Easy, quest, or password. Let's start with easy. Move blocks and drop them on the floor. Wait, is this a puzzle game? This is not who I was expecting to be. What? What happened to the wizard? What happened to the warrior? B? It's a puzzle game? Where I play as a blob? Okay. I died. Ouch. I'm sorry, I just feel like nothing has prepared me for what this game actually is. Let's move blocks and have them... So, is this just a game where you grab things and then when everything touches the floor you win? Yes? What? Not... Blocks break from above 2 blocks. Broken! Grab, pull, boom. Ooh, it's 2 minutes in, I am already bored. Is this it? Is this the whole game then? Again, I want to remind everyone, the build-up to this game involved a wizard and a warrior? Oh, and a princess saying, help me. And now we have this? A really, really, really slow puzzle game? Like, it's not even checking points or anything. Is this the whole game? Oh, if you hit select, it's just an automatic quit. Fascinating. I have nothing left to say about this game. It's just, oh man, the moving speed is so slow. And also, nothing is happening. Like, it's not even that it looks bad, either. Or sounds bad. It has good music, it has good presentation, it's just... The gameplay is so nothing. Alright, we've added scrolling levels to the mix. Okay, hang on. Oh, they're right, there's no pause. I need to find out how many levels are there, and is it all the same? The answer is yes, it's all the same. And there's only 30 levels. Which for a Game Boy puzzle game like this is absurdly low. Okay, let's at least keep going until we get to round 2. Maybe there'll be a boss fight? I'm really doubting it, but maybe? I can't help but feel I broke everything. Also, weirdly enough, the controls don't work very well. Like, it takes a second of holding B to actually do anything. I can literally feel my time slipping away as I play this. Oh my god. This is one of those games that's not terrible, it's just so dull. There's nothing. Where's the princess? Where's the evil wizard? Where am I? Why am I a blob? What happened? Maybe it's explained in the manual, but I guess I don't care. Alright, thrilling excitement. 7919, I can remember that. You can change directions while they're tutorializing stuff I learned in the first 5 seconds. Oh, we're on round 2. Tricky gameplay challenge. Okay, you know what? I'm at least curious what quest mode is like. Alright, tell me about quest mode. The alert quest mode has time limit. It's the exact same. It just adds a timer and a life system. Or no, I think the puzzles are different. Maybe? Or is... I genuinely can't tell if this puzzle is different or not. Like, I'm actually thinking, is this the same as the round 1 puzzle from non-quest mode? I like the implication that this is a story mode. They're playing with the term quest very, very fast and loose. Are you trying to break off my break off? That was the closest we've gotten to a story. So looking at it, apparently, later on, some levels have like 20-minute time limits, which sounds oh so boring. Yeah, I think I'm done with this one. It is just painfully dull. All that build-up of, oh, you have a wizard and this cool box art and everything, and it's just this. In fact, that's the best way I can explain this game. It's not awful, it's just this. I don't think I've ever seen a bigger misuse of the word mega. Between the title of the game and the amazing box art, I was really expecting it to be something grand and epic, or at least a little interesting, but to my relatively uninterested surprise, this ended up being one of the most boring games I've played in a long time. There was a profound disconnect between how the game was presented before you play and what it actually looks and plays like. Granted, that happened a lot in the 90s when box arts had to be the main selling point of a game, but usually there is at least something in common. Here we're hyped up for a big battle between a warrior and a wizard, and then the game starts and we're just an indistinct blob pushing blocks. I'm sure this was explained somewhere in the manual, but it's still incredibly jarring, explanation or not. That disconnect could have easily been overlooked had the game been fun, but this game appeared to be trying to hit a new level of tedious puzzle gameplay. The idea wasn't terrible, but rearranging blocks to touch the ground is already going to be slow, and the incredibly sluggish movement and generally unengaging gameplay made it even worse. I guess it's supposed to be a more thoughtful puzzle game, but when all you can do is move, jump, and pull blocks, the thoughtfulness gets really boring really quickly. There are only 30 normal levels and 30 timed ones, so there's not a whole lot of game to be had either. Maybe if it were more of a compilation game where you could jump around between levels it would work better, but as a linear arrangement of puzzles it fell completely flat. This game is not awful, but it's so unengaging in every way that I cannot recommend it. The Game Boy is a system full of amazing puzzle games, but with boring gameplay and disappointing presentation, Megalit isn't one of them. Oh wait, Megalit? Megalith. Oh, I just got that. And that's all for another episode of Game Boy Roulette. Make sure to like the video, comment, and subscribe to follow the series as we continue to dig through the Game Boy vault. I'm Brian J, and I'll see you next time.